We're going to be talking about the revenue and expense deferral module within Dynamics GP. At eOne, we've actually created a node for you to do that. So in our scenario here, we're actually going to go into a SOP invoice. We're going to take some information. It happens to be a text file. We really don't care what that source file is, but in my scenario, I actually have a text file. So if I actually click in preview, I'm creating some information. I've got that. I've got the start date and end date of when I need these things to be able to go through. I've got some just information, just some different information that we're going to go through and create that SOP document. So down here, if I actually go to the destination side of the SmartConnect, you can see I'm adding the items in there. I've got some tax details. I'm creating the sales transaction. All those typical things you're going to do within SmartConnect to create the sales transaction. I don't care if it's invoice. I don't care if it's quote. I don't care if it's an order. In this scenario, we're going to be creating some invoices. But if you actually look at the deferred revenue node that we've built, here's this information. Now you can see this is hard-coded to a 5. We have documentation of exactly what that is and how that process works, so you can get that from us. We also have the ability to work with the deferral profile. So if you actually have a profile set up, you would pass in the name in here. But you can see in my scenario, I don't have profile set up, and that's okay. We still work within that process. So you can see these are the start date and end dates of we're going to go through. Now I'm just going to go ahead and run this integration. I've got two invoices that I'm creating. That's great. So now I'm going to go back over to GP. I'm going to open up my sales transaction. And like I said, I mentioned it was an invoice. So I'm going to go to the very last invoice that I created. Here's the information. I've got 2 items in here. They actually happen to have the same cost, but I wanted to do it that way to show you in this scenario, if I go to those distributions, here's my sales amount for the total of that. Now I've got analytical accounting set up. Don't worry too much about that screen. But if I actually come into the deferral, you can see I actually have 2 deferrals in here, the exact same amounts. This one, I actually came through and I deferred it over the full 12-month period. And this one, if I click Edit Existing here, I actually have it over a 6-month period. So you can actually do that deferral over different periods based on the item, based on that type that you've brought in, whatever it is that you need to do, you can defer those different amounts accordingly. So that's how the deferral revenue expense works within SmartConnect. Have a great day.